one more day to get through here.
Good morning. My mom, sister is 6, brother is broke, then father is...
Rainy day in Japan today. Got my smoothie. What do we have inside the smoothie today?
Vegetable, fruit, juice.
This is the place where the giant pipe came out of the ground. It's still there actually. Okay. Bye bye. Good morning, everybody. As you can see, it is a very rainy day today in Japan. A lot of the escalators are turned off at this time, so I gotta kind of find a way to get upstairs without getting super wet. So let's try to do that together. Ooh, melting, I'm melting. Yeah, we've been getting quite a downpour since yesterday, midday yesterday. Today is March 19th, it's a Thursday. We've got a Japanese holiday today. Those are the best kind of holidays because they really don't come with any social ties because they're all random days like Mountain Day, Exercise Day, just random stuff that you don't really have to do anything for, so you can just kind of stay home and relax. We do have a bunch of appointments tomorrow, so we're going to be busy doing that. See all the people out there, probably like about 5 or 6 platforms or so of trains coming by. There's one arriving right now. Yeah, I continue to feel pretty queasy most of the day. I haven't talked about it on the vlogs yet, but since I was working remote for about 7 years, the last 7 years or so I've been remote with Ubisoft, NetEase, a couple of companies before that too. The last time I was in office was with Infinity Ward on the 2019 Modern Warfare when they refreshed the franchise. That was the last time I was in office, so it has been quite a while, and it's a lot more healthy staying at home for sure. Starbucks here, it looks like they're getting ready to open up. As I said, they don't open up till 7 a.m. though, so they're still all the chairs are stacked and closed for business. But yeah, being at home, I got to eat Yuki's cooking more, less eating out, less stress, better sleep. All of last year, I was doing a leadership role on the new game franchise that we're working on. I was working as the background lead and the background main. That basically just means I controlled all the background art, the environment art for Tokyo and Osaka. It was a lot of stress though. Japanese companies, the politics and stuff like that, it can get pretty crazy, and it just wasn't worth it. It doesn't necessarily come with a pay upgrade like you would get in America, so I bailed out. New Year's, I had a talk with the wife, and we just kind of decided, you know what, this isn't worth it. I just want to sit down and paint all day, or sculpt, or do environment props or something. So I asked if I could step down to a senior role. Obviously, I wasn't getting paid for any more than a senior role anyway, so pay didn't change, but the stress went down a lot. So now I'm trying to get my body back in order. Getting my body back in order has been a lot more work than I thought. Before I started at this company in May last year, and before that, you know, I was being at home. I could not only eat better, spend more time with Yuki, have less stress, and sleep better, but I also got to play tennis like 5 or 6 times a week, sometimes 2-3 hours a day. It was really good for the body, really good for the mind, and as soon as I started coming into the office, coming in when it's dark, going home when it's dark, when I was lead, I had a lot of mornings where I would come in at like 4 a.m. or something, and then not leave till like 7 p.m. or so at night, which means I get home around 9 or so. So tennis is out the window. And what did that do? It ballooned up. It went up from 105 kilos. I'm 6'1", 183 centimeters. So I'm a little bit taller, at least in Japan standards. Went from 105, which I had kept for a couple years, all the way up to 119, which was quite a big change. And then trying to squeeze in tennis with all the changes to the body just wasn't working. Also, gaining weight, you know, it has other things that happen too. One of the things was Yuki started to notice that sometimes when I'm sleeping, I would kind of stop breathing a little bit. So she was really worried about that, and I was worried about it. She had kind of been pushing to get it looked at. Went in, got checked for that. It turns out I only have like mild sleep apnea, not to the point where I need a machine or anything like that. Great views here. Gotta love the Japanese advertisements everywhere. Basically, they told me that I really need to lose some weight, but another thing they did is they also did some blood work, and quite a bit of blood work. It's really hard for me to find the veins in my arms. I don't know if I just have really thin veins or what, but usually it ends up them pricking my arm, putting in the needle about 3 or 4 times, and then finally giving up and putting it into my hand. From the time I had my back surgeries, I had 2 back surgeries like about 10 years ago. Kind of just decided that, you know what, from the get-go, let's just put it in my hand, because I've gotten used to it now, and it's really easy to find the vein in my hand. I don't know if I have big veins in my hand or whatever, but it's really easy, and I've gotten used to it, so I just have them do that. But yeah, they took quite a bit of blood out of me for the blood work, like 5 vials or something. The escalators here are very talkative. Blood work came back, and they said that my cholesterol was at really dangerous levels. They said I was basically pre-diabetes right now, and it's possible that I already am going into that zone. They might have a little bit different standards of what counts for diabetes in Japan versus America, because America, we're kind of all out of shape, and you know, my body weight really wouldn't even be considered that big. But over here, you're kind of seen as a fat, so you might say. Japanese people too, they're very quick to walk up to you if they haven't seen you in a while, or if they're meeting you for the first time, and poke you in the stomach and tell you, oh, you've got a lot of weight. I don't know where that comes from. I think pretty much in any culture that would be considered rude, but for some reason it's kind of standard here. It annoys the hell out of me when it happens, but I know there's no like really bad intent behind it, aside maybe they're just worried about our health or whatever, but they do it in a really rude way. I hate when people do that, but I've talked to so many foreigners here, and so many foreigners also say the same thing. They always get that happening. So if you're Japanese and you're watching this, don't be poking people in the stomach and telling them they have a lot of weight. There's better ways to do it if you're going to do it at all. A lot of good movies up on the screen here. Yeah, it looks like they're having a bunch of movies they're televising. Or those actually might be in the theater that's up on the top floor. But yeah, anyways, getting back to the story, they basically told me that I'm pre-diabetes currently, and I need to be on medication for it. I really didn't know what the medication they were talking about was, but when I got home and I got I have to do the thing where I have to prick my finger every single night and check my levels and stuff. But I also have to take a pill once a day, which makes me kind of sick to my stomach. And then also I have to do a shot in the stomach once a week, which freaked me out. Like, I was envisioning one of those like you see in like the old, like, think about in Star Wars where they are going to interrogate Leia and they have the big droid come out with the big huge needle dripping on her. That's what I had in mind when they said they were going to give me a shot in the stomach. It turned out to be like one of those EpiPen type of things, so it really wasn't too bad. It's over really quick, and not really too much to worry about. I've gotten used to it now. But what I have not gotten used to is, well, for one, it turns out that the medication was called Mounjaro. I guess probably if you're in America, you've probably already heard of that. I know it's really big in the UK, really big in America, but it really hasn't gone mainstream in Japan here. It's still seen as diabetes medicine here. I had heard of Ozempic before because I had heard that Ozempic, with all the celebrities and stuff, were taking Ozempic, but I really never had any plan to do that. I was honestly a little worried if that stuff even worked or not, but it did seem to show results. And then Mounjaro is a step above that, where I guess, I mean, I'm not a doctor, so don't take this as real advice, but from what I was told, Ozempic basically slows down your digestion, where Mounjaro slows down your digestion, but it also blocks the signals that your brain sends that you're hungry and that you want food. That they call it food noise. Kind of just cuts all of that out, which sounds a little too good to be true, but it turns out it really does. I've been on it for about a month and a half now. It totally... I'm not really hungry very often at all. Like, I would say in the course of a week or so, there's only about 2 or 3 times where I'll really feel like I'm actually pretty hungry right now. So just naturally, I'm eating probably about 1/4, if that, maybe less, 1/4 or so of what I used to eat. These pigeons here, they just don't give a flying F. Like pet pigeons here. Hey buddies. Pretty fat pigeons. Well, here I go. I'm like acting like a Japanese person out here. I gotta go walk up and poke their stomachs. I guess that's standard practice. We're gonna mind our manners though. Oh, I guess he finally did get spooked, but yeah, we're gonna mind our manners. We're not gonna poke any pigeon stomachs today. I've already felt the pain of that one. But yeah, basically being on that for now about a month and a half, the food cravings and just eating in general is not really, I don't really see it as something that's fun or something to look forward to anymore. It doesn't really like the main thing is like the nausea. I get really bad nausea anytime I eat anything even like a little bit, like even a tiny bit unhealthy. Just get really bad nausea and acid reflux, which they said is to be expected. Certain foods don't taste good anymore. Like Yuki used to make really good chicken tacos where she would boil the chicken, which I guess thinking about now, it's boiling it in its own juices and stuff, and it's probably not super healthy, but I mean, she made it in a really healthy way. She would do mostly vegetables and about like 25% chicken meat, and then a little bit of sour cream, cheese on a tortilla, because that's the best we can do for Mexican food. Japan really isn't known very much for its Mexican food. There are some places where you can get decent Mexican food, but they are few and far between. This bear that's in the courtyard here, he's always getting dressed up as something different. I guess there must be some type of sumo event going on pretty soon, because he's all dressed up like a sumo right now. This is the grand front area here. This is kind of an open mall. Nighttime, these stairs over here, you'll see a lot of young people sitting on the stairs after dates and stuff like that. And then if you go up to the roof, up to the top, you can't really see it from here, but up to the roof up there, there's a kind of like an open garden that attaches to like the movie theater. They have a lot of Pokemon stuff out there recently, and I think there's some type of event, but a lot of people hang out up there too. It's kind of like a romantic date spot. But yeah, let's see. I don't know what's open in Grand Front right now, but we can walk in. But yeah, going on the Mounjaro story there, stuff like the chicken that she used to boil. We go to Gilm Super. They have good quality meat there. Getting the exact same stuff as before. The only difference is the medication I'm taking, and I used to love that stuff. Like I could literally, if she'd give it to me every day, I'd eat it every day. It was like a real treat. She didn't give it to me every day, but I went to go eat it, and the taste just totally changed. It tastes like had like a metallic taste to it, and it felt like I was eating like really cheap meat, like really oily, really gross, and it made me really, really queasy. Tried it 2-3 different times, and every single time it was the exact same thing. So I know it was something that's changed in my body. And sure enough, searching online, you do get that with stuff that you used to like. A lot of it will get kind of like a metallic taste, especially with like meat and stuff. And yeah, I just can't really eat that stuff anymore. And once I eat it and have a bad experience with it, then usually that's going to mean that just the thought of that type of food kind of makes me sick. So kind of like one by one, all the things that I normally like to eat have started to become things that just thinking about them kind of makes me sick. And I don't know, maybe that's the whole science of it. Maybe one by one they're going to make it so all the foods I like and shouldn't be eating no longer taste good to me, and I no longer want them. But pretty much the day after I get my shot, which I do mine on Tuesdays, pretty much the whole day though I end up feeling queasy, so I just don't really have an appetite for things and end up not eating very much. Pretty much eat like I have a smoothie like I did this morning. And I try to eat something in the middle of the day, but a lot of times I'm just not feeling ready for it. And then I have a smoothie at night. So I've been adding protein to the smoothies to kind of help out. I'm doing tennis 2 or 3 times a week. We've had a lot of vacation weeks where at Japanese holidays they shut down everything. So Friday I'm supposed to have another lesson, which would be my 3rd this week, but that one too got canceled for the holiday. But we'll get some streaming, get some channel stuff done. The architecture here is just really, really cool. Now this is right outside my work, so really nice area to work in. Tuesday, late Tuesday, and then Wednesday, pretty much the whole day. I'm feeling really sick after doing my Tuesday injections, so I've been trying to work extra hours Monday and Tuesday, and then Thursday and Friday. So instead of doing 8 hours, I've been doing 10 hours. So it still comes out to a full 40-hour work week. I actually need to take a trip to Yodobashi later, so that is going to be on the list today. I need to pick up a hard drive to try to get out of my iCloud nightmare so I can actually edit these videos daily on my phone. But yeah, I've been taking Wednesdays off pretty much every single week because even if I came, I just really wouldn't be productive, and I'd probably end up going home. So it is what it is. I've got to put my health first. I've let my company know. So far they've been cool about it. Let's hope that doesn't change. Japan can be a little strict in that area. They love coming into the office, we will say. Alright, I'm going to start heading back to the office now. Yeah, I'm trying to find the right lengths for these videos. My very first vlog, I got about 90 minutes of footage, which I edited down to about 60 minutes. That was my first time actually editing a vlog style video. I've edited some game footage before from my live streams on the Game Dev Peon channel. If you haven't subscribed, go to YouTube and search for the Game Dev Peon. Game Dev as one word. Game Dev Peon on Twitch as well. Going to be doing the Japan Hobby Horde channel, where it's more Japan-centric activities, Gunpla, traveling in Japan, anime, daily life, because I'm in Japan. I've lived in Japan now for 6 years. Actually, come to think of it, since this is a daily vlog, I should probably kind of introduce myself. By the way, my name is Kevin. I've been in the game industry for 20 years now. I got my start at Sony Online Entertainment on EverQuest and EverQuest 2. I was in localization originally because I'd already lived in Japan once for about 4 years. Spoke a little bit of Japanese and had a dictionary, and that was enough to do localization. While I was there, I found out what artists do in the game industry and realized that I should probably be doing that, because that's a lot better than looking at spreadsheets and changing dialogue from English to Japanese 8 hours a day. I would get spreadsheets that were sometimes 20,000 lines long, each with its own sentence to translate. So you'd be working on the same file for sometimes like a month. Not a lot of fun, really. And yeah, so while I was there, I took the opportunity to talk to some of the artists and ask them what they do, how they do it, how did you get to do that, where did you go to school, and ultimately ended up me going to the Art Institute of California, San Diego, because I'm from San Diego. Go Padres, maybe someday. Someday we will win a World Series. Still hasn't happened yet. But yeah, I was it was at Sony Online Entertainment still. I didn't really ask for permission. I just decided that, well, I'm going to school now. This is more important than what I'm currently doing. The morning rush. Luckily, I don't have to be a part of that on most days because Yuki helps me out with a ride. But yeah, kind of asked them where they went to school. Ended up going to the Art Institute of San Diego. All the people waiting for the trains over there. And ended up deciding to go to the Art Institute, which I already had a friend who was going, Eddie Hawley. Shout out to you if you're watching. He was a big inspiration for me on that you can feed yourself being an artist. We went through working at GameStop back in the day. It used to be called Software Etc. at the time, and during the Dreamcast launch, me and him were working there together. And he turned out to do a lot of t-shirt designs. He does movie posters, a lot of Star Wars, a lot of Disney stuff, a lot of old horror movies and stuff. And I realized from him that you could feed yourself with art. So that gave me some confidence. I was able to ask him about the school, and I enrolled in the Game Art and Design program, 4-year degree. At 28. Yeah, I was 28 when I started that journey. So I'd already been working at Sony for probably at the time about 3 years, doing the localization on EverQuest, EverQuest 2, Star Wars Galaxies I was on for a bit, Yeah, I did quite a few odd jobs there. I started in the compat lab there, where I would build PCs, rip them apart, and try different video card settings and sound card combinations and such, and look for errors for about the first 6 months. They realized I could speak Japanese, and I moved over to the localization department. But yeah, I tried to do both for the first year of school, and it became very evident that that was not going to be a possibility. I tried my best to do both. The first year went really well because the first year of Art Institute was a lot of drawing on paper, painting, color theory, traditional stuff without any of the programs. And I grew up in a house that didn't have a computer. I didn't get my first computer until probably it would have been while I was at GameStop. While I was at GameStop, I built my first computer. Had help from a friend, but selected all the parts, put it together myself, and I was super excited about getting broadband internet. Because that was a big thing in the day. It was like, wow, you've got cable internet. It was like really, really cool, really fast compared to dial-up that you're used to. And I had a computer with no internet, and I wanted to play games. So I made an appointment with Cox Cable, which is the San Diego internet provider at the time. I don't know if they're still around or not. 2 or 3 times I had my appointment, and my appointment day came, and I was acting as a key holder at the time at Software Etc., soon to be known as GameStop later, where I would open up the store and take the money to the bank and do that type of stuff. I was probably only about, I would say, 18, 19 at the time, and I had my internet appointment canceled on me 2 or 3 times because I got called into work at the last second. It happened to me at the 3rd or 4th time, and there was a manager there who was above me, and he kept on calling out last second, like maybe a couple days a week. And I told him that, no, we're not doing this again. I have an appointment tomorrow, and I'm going to be there. And he's like, oh, well, we'll see. Sure enough, he calls me the next morning and tells me that he's going to be out and that I need to go open up the store. I told him I'm not going, so we'll see what happens. He thought I was bluffing, but it turns out no, I really wanted my cable internet. So I just didn't open up the store that day. That's where I made my exit from the GameStop family. This is like right after the Dreamcast or so. But yeah, I got my cable internet. But that was the first PC that we had in the house, so I had not had any type of experience with 3D, Photoshop, any of those programs that like probably most kids my age had played around with a little bit, because it did seem like most of the students at the Art Institute had already played around with 3D, but I hadn't. So the first year went really well. It was really foundational, really important for me, because I learned to get that artist's eye. I did a lot of figure drawing. I used to take figure drawing classes on the weekend. I had some really good mentors as teachers who were working in the industry at the time. And when the software part of the degree started the second year, it became really obvious that I just really needed to make a choice between going to school full-time or going to work full-time. Because when I joined the college, I also didn't ask for permission from my boss at work. I just said, by the way, I just signed up for school. I hope I can still have a job here. I hope you guys will work around my schedule. Currently, at the time, we needed Japanese localization, so I think they begrudgingly accepted, and I kept really weird hours, but I did full-time work and full-time school for a year. Then the second year, when all the 3D programs started, that's when it became unsustainable. I needed to make a choice between the two. The dream was to just work at Sony Online Entertainment for the whole 4 years of college, and then just transfer over to like the EverQuest team as a 3D artist. Originally, actually, I was thinking about getting into concept, but I changed my mind on that after finding that you only need a few concept artists on a project, but you need like 30, 40 environment artists. So career-wise, really good advice from one of my teachers. The time had come where I needed to choose school or work, and I chose school, which was a really good thing. I had my mother's support to help me get through the times, the rest of the school times, you know, since I wouldn't be working full-time like I was before. So she really helped me out there. I will forever be in her debt that she believed in me enough to help a 28-year-old get through college. I really can't even put a price tag on what the actual cost of the school, because it was really expensive. There were student loans, books were really expensive, especially art books were really expensive. But yeah, she put me through school and helped me get out of my student debt as well. So forever thank you to her. But it turned out to be the right choice. After my 4-year degree, I got a bachelor's of game art and design from the Art Institute of San Diego. Rest in peace, it no longer exists. Art Institute kind of all went bankrupt, but my degree is still good at least. Game industry is mainly built on portfolio anyways, so I've already made a huge portfolio. And fast forward about 15 years or so, because I'm 45 now. That was when I was 28 when I joined school. My first game out of school was Call of Duty Ghosts as a environment art intern. I moved from San Diego to LA, was there for that project for a year. No head count at the end, so I didn't have a full-time position waiting for me, but they did want to keep me, so they sent me to San Francisco to do Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare with Kevin Spacey. That's really held up well over the years. He's kind of well, I guess he did play the bad guy in our game too, so he definitely played the part, or maybe he wasn't acting, I don't know. But he is a good actor though. But yeah, he was our bad guy in that game. That was my second game. After that, there was some talk about me going to Treyarch, but I also had an offer on the table from Turn 10, the guys that do Forza in Seattle, and Seattle seemed like a cool place to go to. I was a huge fan of the show Frasier, still am. I love the show Frasier, the sitcom. I still watch it when I'm feeling down. And that show really romanticized Seattle. And a lot of it is true. It's a really great place, although it has a different vibe from the show, for sure. And packed up all my stuff from San Francisco, moved to Seattle for my Microsoft gig. And I was not a full-time employee. I was a contract employee, which is a regular thing in the game industry. And I would remain so for quite a while. But yeah, I did Forza 6 there. Wasn't really a good fit for me. Environments, you want people to look at them, and in Forza you do nothing but zip by them and don't get to see them very much. This was the base Forza franchise, not Forza Horizon, which used to be, at the time, that was the big one, and Forza Horizon was like the redheaded stepchild, but now it's kind of reversed. Funny the way that works, but yeah, that was my third game, and from there I was playing a ton of Destiny at the time, so I ended up getting a job at Bungie. I got a job at Bungie towards the end of Destiny 1. I got to work on some multiplayer maps for the end of Destiny 1, and then I played a really big part in the open world areas, like the European Dead Zone. I kind of owned that area for the environments, so I was on Destiny 2. After that, I took a senior gig at Warner Brothers on Lord of the Rings, Shadow of War, the second game in the Shadow of War, Lord of the Ring games. That was my first action game that I worked on. But yeah, I was there as a senior environment artist. Did that for a year, also on contract, and then I went back to Microsoft again. It's a very common thing. Microsoft, they give you a contract for a year, you work. As long as you're good at your job, you're probably going to get a call back from them as soon as they need it. It's a very one-sided relationship. We'll do a whole video on that someday. The whole green badge versus the blue badge and all that stuff. There's a whole political system there where the haves and the have-nots, but we won't get into that today. But yeah, after that, I went back to Microsoft to work at 343 Studios on Halo Infinite. Was there during one of the bad years on Halo Infinite. It's a really long development cycle. I think like 7 or 8 years, and I was there right in the middle. And pretty much everything that I was working on at the time got pretty much scrapped. I think we were thinking about going to Unreal Engine partway through the project, which is not a normal thing that you do, but it does show how bad the situation was. And after that, I got my first full-time gig, which was back in California at Infinity Ward. When I was working on the first Call of Duty game, Call of Duty Ghosts, that I was on, I worked the first 6 months as an intern and then worked up to associate. But that was at Neversoft Entertainment. They had originally done Gun, they did the Tony Hawk series, and they also did Guitar Hero. But after that, they became a Call of Duty developer, and they eventually, after Call of Duty Ghost shipped, the whole studio was only about a block away from Infinity Ward, so they actually just merged the two studios, and everyone from Neversoft came into Infinity Ward, and a lot of them are still there, actually. So if you ever wondered what happened to Neversoft, the head of the studio retired. Joel, he had a horse ranch, I hear, and he went and lived on his horse ranch, retired, and Neversoft lives on at Infinity Ward. But when I came back from Seattle, I came for a full-time job at Infinity Ward with a lot of the same people from Neversoft. And I worked on Modern Warfare 2019 as a senior environment artist. I thought that would be my forever home, but I was affected by the 2018 Activision layoffs, about, I think, like 850 people. It was really annoying too, because Bobby Kotick at the time, he had said that it was a record profits, but I think we can do better, so we're cutting these people. I was livid. I'd only been there for about a year. Kind of wanted to just get away from games in general, because I stopped believing in the industry. I took a stint doing 3D for an AI driving company called RoboRace for about a year, but wasn't making games, and I really wanted to be making games, and that's when I got the idea to go to Japan. When I was at Sledgehammer Games, I had a friend who had moved to Ubisoft in Japan, and he gave me some connections, and started really thinking about coming over here just because of the labor laws, really. The fact that even though in America there's no unions or anything for the game industry, really, Japan's labor laws are pretty strong, and you have to have a real reason to let people go. I had constantly been passed around as a contract employee, but they all told me how much they loved my work and how much they wanted to work together with me again. And then I hit that layoff, my first layoff at Infinity Ward, which is kind of a shock, really. I just felt like nowhere was safe. So Japan, I already had been to Japan for about 4 years of my life. I spoke Japanese, so I took a job here in Osaka, at Ubisoft Osaka. I was originally the art lead of Ubisoft Osaka, where I handled the concept, environment, character, technical art, lighting, animation, anything under the art umbrella. I was their lead. I did all their one-on-ones. I attended all their meetings, acted as the mouthpiece for them, the in-between. We were working together with the San Francisco studio, and we were like a sister studio that was making other maps for X Defiant, the Ubisoft Smash Brothers-like shooter, which has every Ubisoft property in the world under an FPS. I got to work on Assassin's Creed, the Assassin's Creed level, Mykonos, the Watch Dogs 2 level, Noodle. That was my baby. And finally I was elevated to senior art lead. Responsibilities had never changed, but they finally kind of respected that I was acting as art director too for the studio. But I got a really good offer while I was there that pretty much more than doubled my salary to go work at NetEase, and that's where things started getting really interesting in a bad way. Yeah, NetEase, we'll have a whole video about that, but it was not a good experience. We didn't really make very much. I got to work with some famous Japanese developers for the very first time, some people that they had poached, some people from the Resident Evil / Biohazard team, like Kobayashi-san and some other people directly, but I was an art manager there, which was a pretty elevated position, more so than I was looking at multiple teams, working on multiple projects, but it didn't turn out well. The NetEase Japan turned out to be a temporary thing. They kind of gave up right as we were looking for studio space. I was actually going out and looking at different studio office spaces to decide if we were going to move in. The money faucet kind of just turned off, and we ended up all being told that we were being laid off because they were pulling out of Japan. I fought back quite a bit using those same Japanese labor laws that I was talking about. They originally wanted to offer me, I think, about like 2 months of severance. I told them I wanted a year. I fought with them. Basically, they refused to give me any work, but I was still employed for about 6 months or so, and this was in a remote position. After 6 months of taking a paycheck but not really doing anything, I decided that I wanted to move on because I wanted to create art. So since 6 months had already passed and I had gotten that money, I told them, if you give me 6 months, I will sign the papers, to which they promptly did on the very next day. Just shows what you can get done if you put your mind to it, right? They were really quick to jump at that deal, and they got me out the paperwork the next day. So that gave me a little bit of a cushion, but from then I worked at an Australian company because it's only about 1 hour time difference from Japan. And I was an art outsource manager for them for about a year or so, but they also got rid of their outsourcing department, which meant another layoff. This one was not protected because they were in Australia and I was working remotely in Japan. And then that brings me to where I am now at Tencent. That was my next gig after that. I did some consulting with Pocket Pair, the people that made, I can't remember, Pow World, that Pokemon ripoff. I was there after they already got famous. After they got famous, I reached out to Mizebe-san, the studio head, and basically just told him, hey, your environments don't look very good. I think I could make them look better. So I did about 6 months of consulting with them as well, just to cushion the severance a little bit more. But yeah, that's kind of the whole story. I didn't really plan on doing the life story today, but if we're going to be doing this daily vlog thing, I guess you should probably at least know who I am. I'm 45 years old. I have a lot of stuff in my past, hopefully a lot of stuff in my future, and I'd like you to know who you're dealing with here. But that being said, I've been out here for about probably 40 minutes or so, so it's time for me to actually start my work day. I will talk to you guys later, probably on one of my breaks. We need to go to Yodobashi. Till then, I will see you guys in a bit. All right, we made it through part of the day here. It's about 1 p.m. now, headed out for lunch break right now. Can't really say it's been a productive day. We don't really have a lot going on. Kind of just putting some assets together for a scene. Can't really go into any more detail than that without breaking NDA, so that's what we'll leave it at. I'm doing some stuff, but it's not very interesting. Headed out now to Yodobashi Camera. I need to pick up a hard drive for, on the SSD probably, to try to get my iCloud storage all backed up on a local PC. It's a street performer out there. Kind of hard to see from here, but I'm sure you can hear him in the background. But yeah, we're gonna go hit Yodobashi Camera, get a SSD, and then also I need to get a strap for my DJI Osmo Pocket camera bag, so I can use it like a sling. Come on for the ride. Train rush never ends. This window's pretty dirty. I think they need to give it a good clean. Like I said, the architecture here is pretty amazing. Never gets old. A lot of stuff about work gets really old, but the architecture in this area it does not. Everybody's like passed out here. Oh, looks like they brought back some of the grass that they had during the summertime. I'll have to make use of that at some point. If you follow this channel, you'll probably become very familiar with this area since I'm stuck here all the weekdays of the week for the most part. I do take quite a few days off, but yeah, I'm going to be here for at least 4 days a week. So we'll be walking around this area quite a bit. I'll make an effort to go out in some other areas too, and then we'll also just go to some total different stations and stuff when I'm not working. But while I'm working, this is a good place to film. Also, this is just what I got to do today. Grand front. It's pretty windy today. I guess this is a good test on the wind guard on the microphone. It's got like the little rabbit fur thing here. See if it actually works. It is super windy, so my voice is coming through loud and clear. Good job on the noise counselor. If not, I want my money back. Every time I see just a random puddle on the ground, I'm worried that it's pee. Japan's not really a place where that happens very often unless you go to like the countryside, but it used to be more prevalent. Old dudes used to be like really, really famous for pretty much just dropping trout wherever and relieving themselves. I remember the first time I came in '96, it was like that, and it was pretty gross, to tell you the truth. Don't really see it anymore. You do see a random old dude the side of the road, but it's like, dude, it's 2026. Put your crap away. Still no coverings on this awning yet. It's funny that Yuki was saying the other day the same thing, that she has been tracking how many parts they're covering and how many years it's taken. We're about like 6 years so far. We've got almost all of it. Okay. I will go check out the Gundam stuff, of course, but today I need to go check out storage. Storage is in the basement here. I've had to make a couple trips already since I started my other YouTube channel, the Game Dev Peon. I've got 1 year of streaming on that channel. I've amassed probably about 6 terabytes of data or so. HDD and SSD. Obviously SSD is faster, but it's way more expensive. I've been looking at a NAS device this morning. I never have heard of that before. It's kind of like a dock that you plug a bunch of hard drives into. They take SSDs and HDDs. But today I need something more urgent. It's quite an investment, and you have to buy 4 drives or so to fill it up. So I think today I'm going to just get something that will get me out of my data problem so I can actually get these vlogs out on a daily basis, because right now I've got about 3 of them built up and I'm unable to upload because my phone storage where I'm doing my editing is too small. Looking at these enclosed HDDs, I don't really care about speed so much right now because I'm just looking to back up pictures, but it would be nice if this is something that I can plug into a NAS later. The prices, though, are insane. Okay, now this is what I found today. It's actually the exact same brand and the same model. Yeah, it's very compact. It holds 4 different drives inside of it. They are pricey, and they don't come with the drives inside of them, which is a little, makes me a little sad. Alright, so picked up one of the 6 terabyte HDDs. I don't think it's going to work long term with the NAS, but I do think I am going to get one of the NAS systems, because this is just going to keep on going on the longer I create content. So this will be a bandage for now, but yeah, later on we will have to get a permanent storage solution for both mine and Yuki's channels. Both of my channels and hers. I was going to go get the strap for my camera bag, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time, so I think I'm just going to check out the Gundam stuff, because that's what I do. Here they have a bunch of painted gallery of some of the people that have painted some of the really cool, it's not only Gundam, but they do have some Gundam mixed in with it. Detail and precision is just crazy. That's cool that they give credit. That's a interesting color for the DeLorean there. These Armored Core figures look really cool too. I really don't know anything about Armored Core, but figures look really cool. I believe this is Armored Core. Yeah, the designs look really sick. It might not have been Armored Core actually. A lot of extra parts here for extra hands and stuff like that. Custom stuff. Gatling guns, things like that, to customize your Gundam. So this is definitely an awesome place to go to if you're looking for custom parts. I'm not at that level yet, but when I am, it's going to be really nice to have this so close to work. Of course, it's Japan, so we've got all of our anime girls here. I'm a pretty big anime fan myself too, but I don't get into the minor anime as much, like the smaller ones, like these characters. These characters might actually only be based off of the figures too. I think there's some of those that are pretty popular. You got something for everybody. If you're into trains, you got your train seats here that you can customize. Of course, we've got tons of decals that can be used on a lot of different kits. I need to get some panel scribing tools. Hey, there's a Lum. That's one anime that I do like from back in the day. I like the old one. New one would seem pretty good too. I just haven't watched very much of it. It might be fun to make sometime. Of course, they also have the adult film actress plastic models too. I think we will probably stay away from those so we don't get our channel banned. But this is Japan, so they are right there on the shelf with everything else. And Gojira is really chomping down on that train there. Looks tasty. Yeah, so this is like what that one started out as, and then painted it. Looks like that. Oh, actually, we got quite a few entries here. Looks like they had a contest of some sorts. This might have been maybe this is the winner? I don't know. I like the way this one has a backdrop, though. I think this is from Shin Gojira. I believe so, anyways. Detail is really cool. Shin Gojira is actually the, or not Shin Gojira, what was it? The World War II one. Gojira Zero it was called, or I can't remember what the name was, but that's the first Gojira movie I've seen in Japan. I like the dynamic lighting on that one. I'm interested in these metal. You use pliers and clippers to bend the metal. I'd like to do this white base one because you don't see very much white base stuff, but it looks pretty hard. Yeah, here's one fully made here. Yeah, really cool. Sharazaku looks cool too. I don't know about this brand, but it seems to be really popular. There's 30-minute missions, and then we have 30-minute fantasy as well. Yeah, the fantasy. These look really cool too. I'd like to try these out at some point. It's like a fantasy setting, kind of like a Dark Souls type setting. Props, they have a props set and stuff. Everywhere you go, you see those a lot. I think they're the big competition right now for Gunpla stuff. A lot of older kits here that I wish they were selling. Oh, somebody fell down there. As I mentioned, they have a ton of decals that you can use on all your different kits. Some of them are official Gundam ones that have the actual logos, and some of these are just generic ones. Now, over here, we've got a, well, that's actually really cool to know. I did not know that they actually carried Citadel paint here. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Warhammer painting videos, even though I don't play Warhammer, but I've always been a fan of the Warhammer universe. I've tried the novels before, and I played Warhammer Total War quite a bit, but as far as the figures go, man, these things are just unbelievably expensive. Look at this. Just some Space Marines cost 8,200 yen. Like this one here, I mean, keep in mind it's got quite a few figures in it, but like, it's like about 300 bucks or so. It's crazy what these cost, but really cool nonetheless. I've been watching a lot of videos just to get inspiration for painting. And quite a bit of Warhammer, actually. I need to get some sand. Oh, this is what I need. Yeah, I need to get some of these. I need sanding strips. Okay, I'm gonna look at these. Give me a second here. DSPIAE. Maybe you just have to say it every time. Yeah, this is a brand I've seen online quite a bit. A lot of people recommend it. I think I'm going to pick up some of these because I currently don't have any of these at home yet. The sponges seem to be pretty good for Gunpla in particular. We will get, let's see, they have a bunch of different grains. Probably need a pretty wide range. Some carving knives here for panel scribing. I might have to pick up one or two of these to get started. Probably the really fine one would be best to start with. I haven't seen this one yet, this series, but that guy is gold as hell. It's like if Xerxes was a Gundam pilot.
Welcome to Yodobashi Camera. Thank you very much for visiting Yodobashi Camera today. At Yodobashi Camera,
oh, I got the Going Merry Go from the live action movie.
Watches, computers, gaming consoles,
This Death Sky one looks cool. I haven't seen Gundam Wing yet though, so sticking to my rule of not buying any Gundam kits that I haven't at least started watching yet. Of course, we got a bunch of Gundam markers here. This is the current level I'm at right here. We're going to be moving up to hand-painted stuff and also airbrushing here in the next month or so. A lot of the military kits look really cool too. I'm a big World War II buff, so I've spent a lot of my 20s reading a ton of World War history, World War II history that is. These kits look really, really cool. All the different ammo loading crews and machine gun teams. They even have the amphibian trucks and stuff, yeah. It's your own D-Day landing going on. So many cool things, so little time. Alright, so we got some sanding strips of a bunch of different grains, and then we also got a couple scribing knives to start trying some panel scribing out. I'll probably buy like a really cheap one, a cheap kit first, and then do a little practicing on it just to see how hard it actually is. I think I'll start with some of the panel lines that are already existing, just trying to make them a little bit deeper to make them easier to panel line. And then after that, I'll try to, I'll probably end up breaking a kit or two. So I'll probably get one of the 1,000 yen ones that's about like $7 or so. It'll be a throwaway one because I'll probably ruin it. Back to work we go though. Shopping has been accomplished. Luckily I brought a backpack today. Cut through here, it's a little bit of a shortcut. Uh-oh, it looks like I gotta get back to work. It's 1:58. Got 2 minutes to get back. That's not gonna happen. Engage turbo boosters. I will see you guys after work. Alright, we made it through another work day. I've got to go meet Yuki at Kayano Mall. We've got an appointment today for, we were setting up some life insurance and some other insurance just in case something ever happens to me, she'll be taken care of. We've had about 3 appointments already. It's been a long process, but I think we're ready to sign papers today, and it'll be one more bill that we have to pay every month, but I think it'll give us a lot of relief to know that she's taken care of in the worst case scenario, because our age gap is pretty large. So yeah, off to insurance appointments we go. Fun, fun. Never understand here everybody is all in the middle and the sides stay almost completely empty. I don't know if there's some unknown rule that I haven't picked up on after 6 years in Japan, but I know which path I'm taking compared to that. The path less taken. Looks like my Suica is almost out. That is my train if I can find a spot to get on.
The train on platform 2 is bound for Minoo.
エスプレッソ入れる。
All right, we're almost to our appointment here. Looks like she's going to be at this store. All the kids are off of school now. This bank has one ATM. It's super inconvenient. Well, hopefully she's inside. い。
は
はじゃねえよ。なんで車にいるの？
メルカリのやつ箱に入れてた。
そうなの？
ダイソーで箱買って入れてた。
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go get life insurance. If I suddenly die under mysterious circumstances, you'll know why.
I got money!
Remember to put the insurance on before you kill me.
Come on in.
Oh, we did a lot of paperwork. This much paperwork. So much. Yeah, she did almost all of it. You have life insurance. Don't kill me.
キューしたらアイはもらえないから。
Come on. If you're going to kill me for life insurance money, please do it in a way that nobody figures out that it was you, so you still get all the money.
考える。イブと相談しないと。
Look for the best timing.
でもね、早い方がいっぱいもらえるって言ってた。
Oh. I guess I don't have very many daily vlogs left. If the daily vlog suddenly ends, maybe you should call the police. It's not just because I got lazy and didn't upload that day. Probably. Pizza and pasta. Oh, I can eat. It'll just make me sick. Maybe if I get sick enough times from Caesarea, then I won't want to eat Caesarea anymore. That'll be sad. Caesarea. It's amazing, right? Just like Luffy. She's eating on a pile of trash. Affogato trash pile. Oishii. Cheap. We're home. Let's go inside.